Okay, quick music disclaimer here. I do not own the rights to this music, which belongs to the rightful owner, who is the intoxicating mind of Dr. Frankenstein. So he made my intro and my outro, and I hope you guys enjoy. Check them out on Spotify and YouTube, and no copyright infringement is intended. Have a good day.
Clear choice of good versus evil, of right versus wrong.
Twisted Tales.
If you like paranormal, true crime, cryptids, or anything else weird, check out the Ouch Was That a Ghost podcast brought to you by your host Liz. You can find Ouch Was That a Ghost on Spotify, Apple, or any other audio platform. New episodes drop every Thursday.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome back to Twisted Tales, folks. So, I'm just working on my next case here, and I did a collab with my friends from Dark Mysteries podcast, so we did a show on that, and I'm going to upload that here, and you guys can listen to that too. So, here's my collab with Dark Mysteries. Thanks for tuning back in, folks.
If you like paranormal, true crime, and some cryptids, or just anything weird, check out Ouch, Was That a Ghost? Brought to you by your host, Liz. You can find Ouch, Was That a Ghost on Spotify, Apple, or any audio platform. New episodes drop every Thursday.
This is Christine.
This is Jessie.
And this is Dark Mysteries.
A mist creeps up and the dusk comes in. Evil starts to stir. The sun goes down, bad things are coming, and devil's on the loose. Dark mysteries, dark mysteries. Dark mysteries. Dark mysteries in the night.
Okay, so we have a guest on our show tonight. We have Chris from Twisted Tales.
Super excited about this, by the way.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, how are you?
Good. Are you excited to learn about this crazy-ass case I got going for us?
I'm always curious about cases, yeah. No, this will be fun.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of information, so this is going to be 2 episodes. And you could jump on next week, too, if you want, for part 2.
Yeah, sure. That's no problem. I've been trying to get on with you guys. I'm really sorry I messed up and missed a couple collabs here, but
Hey,
sorry, I've been busy, so
life happens. We completely understand.
thank you.
All right, so let's get into this, because this is a lot. I'm going to be telling us about Jim Jones and the People's Temple. So, James Warren Jones was born May 13th, 1931 in Indiana. His father was James and his mom was Loretta. Jim's father was disabled during World War I. He suffered severe breathing difficulties due to injuries that he sustained during a chemical weapons attack. So because of this, he had a hard time keeping a job because he just had a lot of health problems. He would work a lot, like on road repair projects, mostly living off just his military pension, which wasn't enough to support his family. So his parents had a lot of marital problems because of this. And in 1934, during the Great Depression, the Jones family was evicted from their home for failure to make mortgage payments.
That kind of sucks. I mean, you're a veteran, and
but that's just the time it was, though. I feel like a lot of veterans nowadays, I see a lot of people standing on the side, like panhandling disabled veteran.
Yeah, there's tons here too. Well, I mean, there's a lot of homeless here too in my town, so yeah.
The homeless here are ridiculous. At work, we have to call the police department to come make them leave because, I mean, we work in a restaurant and they sit outside and beg people for money, and we lose business quite often because of it.
It happens though. They're just trying to get by.
Yeah, for sure. There's this one lady that comes in. I feel so bad for her. She's always asking for food, but she's not allowed on our property anymore.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Let's see, where was I? So relatives of the family purchased a shack for them to live in a nearby town. It lacked plumbing and electricity. They tried earning a living through farming, but again, with Jim's father's health, it didn't work.
Right.
They often lacked food, and like Jim's family would help
with what they could.
Like the extended family would try to help support them, give them food, give them clothing.
Just try to keep them going.
Yeah.
Cool.
Jim would often, because at one point the family was like, your mom needs to get a job. She needs to help out. So with his father in and out of the hospital because of his health, his mom working, he was often alone. And he would wander the streets, oftentimes naked.
Oh, surprise.
So a lot of the women of the town would invite him in, give him food, clothes, and that's how he made it through most of his childhood.
Quick question.
Yes.
He was an only child, correct?
As far as I know, I didn't read anything else about any siblings.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
All right. So this is where things get really weird. This guy, I don't know if you two know anything about him. He was pretty crazy.
How weird? Tell me all the things.
Well,
I'm excited.
I mean, okay, so he started going to different churches. He was often seen carrying a Bible at school. He would go to school wearing his Sunday clothes, every day. He'd go to stuff Sunday clothes.
Just keep going and all his good clothes, praise Jesus.
Right. Which, to an extent, I mean, I get it. Okay, good for you, but I think there's going too far with it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he just go to school and all that, be all religious to the kids and stuff, or?
Yes. So he would start attending church service at all the different churches in town.
Oh.
And he was baptized at almost all of them.
Oh, I didn't know that was
That's interesting.
I didn't know you could do that.
Well, I figured you can only get baptized once, but I'm not religious, so.
Well, exactly. I'm not either. So, he would, as a child, practice preaching because as a child, he would say, I want to be a preacher. He started attending an apostolic church. Now, I know quite a bit about an apostolic church because my in-laws are all apostolic, and they're very, very strict. But his mom actually started sending him to the apostolic church just to try to prevent him from wanting to keep doing it.
Right.
Because of how crazy strict these people were. But he ended up actually later in life, like, taking on a lot of these beliefs. That they're very similar to Pentecostal. I don't know if any of you know anything about that.
No, explain.
They're all just really, 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 like...
strict, like no TVs.
Yeah, like my in-laws, they don't watch TV, the women don't cut their hair, they wear long skirts, long sleeves. Even the men wear long sleeves. No makeup, no jewelry. It's strict.
Kind of threw you under the bus there with the thing
thanks.
there. No problem.
Let's see. Apparently, as a child, a lot of his neighbors thought he was really weird because he was just so obsessed with religion and death. He would regularly visit casket manufacturers and hold mock funerals for roadkill that he would find.
Oh, cool. So he just like, hey, little buddy, what's up? That's awesome.
Well, I mean, isn't that like the first sign of a serial killer in the making is...
Yeah, well, I mean, they would like do things towards animals or whatever, right? Like, see how they felt about their death and whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And some people are just weird too. Like, they'll just fucking do shit with dead animals, like, you know, try to piece them back together and shit.
Right. My son is way into hunting. I know I've mentioned that on other episodes. And like about a week ago, I was like, you do realize you've had this fascination with killing animals since you were really young? Should I be worried about you? And he's like, Mom, you're dumb.
You're doing too many podcasts.
Exactly. But let's see. Jim, it was reported that he even killed a cat just to have a funeral for it. See? Killing animals. When he
Step
couldn't
two.
get... Huh?
I said step 2.
Right, exactly. So if he couldn't get any of the neighborhood kids to attend these funerals, he would just do it by himself.
Because that's not creepy.
Right. He claimed to have unique abilities, such as the capacity to fly. He once jumped off a building, like off the roof of a building, to demonstrate his abilities to others, and then fell and broke his arm. But that didn't stop him from still claiming that he had these abilities.
Oh. Cool.
Right. He would tell children that he was guided by the angel of death.
I don't know if that's something I would be claiming, but hey.
Well, yeah, when was this, like the 40s? Like, what the hell? I'm surprised he wasn't put in a home.
Right.
Even though he was super, super religious as a child, he still would steal candy from different stores in town, which then his mother would be required to pay back. He would regularly use profanity when greeting his friends, and he would, like, and his neighbors, he would greet them by saying, "Good morning, you son of a bitch," or "Hello, you dirty bastard."
Good morning, motherfucker.
Right. That's awesome. Like, so he started becoming fascinated with Hitler, Joseph Stalin, Karl Marx, Gandhi. He would spend hours at the library and would even bring the books home so he can study in the evenings. And he would study all these different political systems.
So he had like a fascination with like people of fucking power or whatever, I guess.
Yeah, and I'll explain later that communism was a big thing with him.
Okay.
So he didn't start showing any like favorism towards any particular political view until World War II started. Then he developed a really big interest in the Nazi Party. He was totally fascinated by Hitler's total power.
Totally
right.
did not see that coming. Haha.
Right. So of course, like his neighbors, they just were really super uncomfortable with that. I mean, I would be.
Right.
He would act like a dictator over all the other kids. He would order them to goose step together. He would beat those children who didn't obey his orders.
Oh shit.
Even some of the kids remember him shouting Heil Hitler and was giving the Nazi salute to some German POWs who were traveling through their town on the way to a detention facility.
Jesus Christ.
I would seriously have a problem with my kid acting like that. I'd probably beat my kid.
I would beat my children.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, you gotta look at, like, conformity and everything, like, what they're taught, too, right?
Right.
Right.
Let's see. In high school, he went by the nickname Jimmy, and this is when he was always carrying his Bible, was in high school. He liked to debate with his teachers. He probably thought he was way smarter than them. He had a habit of refusing to respond to anyone who would speak to him first and would only engage in conversations that he started. A lot of times he would just be by himself at school because of his crazy religious
views.
Yeah. I know what I'm saying. He would confront people, like his peers, who were drinking beer, smoking, dancing. He would interrupt like events that these other teenagers were having and insist that they read the Bible with him.
So he just, like, forced himself, like, upon to get people to learn and stuff?
Me too.
Yeah, no thank you. I get uncomfortable just listening to Jesus talk it, like, at certain times.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I get it.
He didn't participate in any sports because he completely hated losing. Instead, he coached teams for younger children.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Right. And it was about this time when he started, like, becoming disturbed by the treatment of African Americans who would be, like, at the baseball games that he would be coaching. A lot of these events brought discrimination. Well, I mean, it was the 40s.
Yeah.
40s and 50s, I believe. So he developed a really strong hatred for racism. It's like, I want to be your dictator and I want to preach to you, but I'm just shocked that he was
right.
Right.
No, I get it.
Interesting fact: Jim's father actually belonged to the Indiana branch of the KKK.
Huh.
Oh shit! Really?
Let's see. Jim one time described how that he and his father had a disagreement about race and added they had not spoken for many, many years as a result of his father forbidding one of Jim's black friends of entering his home.
Wow.
I mean, so I guess that's the one good quality he had. One. Just one.
Just one.
Jim's parents ended up separating in 1945, and then they eventually divorced. Jim moved to Indiana with his mother, where he graduated from Richmond High School in December of 1948. He graduated early and with honors.
So, I mean, he may have been crazy, but at least he was, I mean, I don't want to say, he was smart, obviously. I mean, graduating with honors, but it's kind of, it makes you wonder what.
I feel like
he
was almost a little too smart.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I feel a lot of crazies like this are just too smart for their own good. And does that make sense?
Yes. I was going to compare it to I always say my dog is crazy, like scary smart. And I guess this is like the human equivalation. You know what I mean?
I mean, which one are we talking about? The cray-cray one or
scary smart?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Luna. I was talking about Luna. Jim and his mother, when they moved out, lost all their financial support from the relatives. To support himself, Jim began to work as an orderly in a hospital. He was well regarded by senior management, but staff members later recalled that he had disturbing behavior towards some patients and coworkers.
Oh, really?
I would get a little nervous if he was my...
I mean, he had a fascination with death, so that would make me a little nervous for sure. He began dating a nurse in training named... I don't know how to pronounce this. Marceline May Baldwin. They worked together at the hospital, obviously. They continued their relationship while he attended college, and they married on June 12th, 1949. She was Methodist, and her and Jim immediately started having arguments about church.
I saw it coming.
I think if you... Especially back then. Yeah. I think things are a little more relaxed with a lot of religions now. But back then, if you didn't attend the same church, a lot of times you couldn't get married.
That or you're looked down upon.
Right. If you're a totally different religion. Jim had a really strong opposition to the Methodist Church racial segregation practices, and that was an early strain on their marriage. And throughout the duration of their whole relationship, it was just a strain. Jim frequently emotionally and psychologically abused her. Jim insisted on attending Bloomington's Full Gospel Tabernacle.
What in the actual fuck is that?
So a tabernacle, that's the kind of church it is. My in-laws, they go to a church called Faith Tabernacle.
Oh, okay, so it's part of the... Okay.
So there's like a really...
Like Pentecostal so really a church / apostolic.
Can I talk to the people that make up these words?
I know. I'm tripping over them today. But Jim eventually compromised and began attending the local Methodist church on most Sunday mornings. Despite the fact that he attended church every week, he would privately pressure his wife to become an atheist.
Huh.
I'm
really lost here.
I know. I didn't understand that. When I was doing my research, I read that like 4 different times. Like, wait,
I thought we were working on something else.
Well, and then throughout my course of my notes, they don't really mention her too much at all after that.
Okay.
Because he just gets super fucking crazy.
You'll probably answer my question, so I'm not going to ask it yet.
Okay.
You can hear me, eh?
So Jim was super insecure.
Yeah.
And he felt he needed to test his wife's love and loyalty, and at times used some not nice methods. He would tell her that one of her close friends or a family member had suddenly died. And then as she was crying or whatever, he would comfort her and sometime later admit that he just made the whole thing up.
What the fuck? Like, where do you get the pleasure? Well, I guess he is obsessed with death, so I guess maybe her reaction. But you'd think after the second or third time, she'd be like, hold that thought.
Right. Okay. Sorry, I got a little distracted for a second. We lost Chris. He lost connectivity. Are you there, Chris? Maybe he'll be able to jump back on. If not, then... Oh, you can hear us, but I can't hear you.
Of course we'd have technical difficulties.
Interesting. I'm going to keep reading because I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. Huh.
That's crazy.
Oh, we got you back.
Yeah. Sorry, it dipped out at fucking 10 minutes, and then yeah, I rejoined, like, because it said rejoin, and then I heard you guys talking, and I like mentioned a couple things, and then yeah, no, I was like,
I
oh,
was
they
like,
couldn't even hear me.
it said your mic was muted,
What the fuck?
but now we
Yeah,
hear you
because like,
just fine.
yeah, no, because like when you said something about shit, what was it? Whatever, like I answered, like or I said something, and I was like, oh, okay, no, they can't hear me.
Or we're
Sorry,
ignoring
guys.
you, one of the two. All right, so I say we just keep going here.
All right.
Did you hear my part about him and his wife, that he would tell her family members died?
Oh yeah, no, I hopped in like 30 seconds after I disconnected, and then I was on for like 7 minutes, and then I realized you guys couldn't hear me.
Oh shit. This
I
is
heard
going to be
everything
an
you said.
interesting episode for sure. All right, let's just continue here. So, in early 1952, Jim announced to his wife and family that he would become a Methodist minister, believing the church was ready to, quote, put real socialism into practice. He was surprised when a Methodist district superintendent helped him get a start in the church, even though he knew Jim would be a communist.
Huh. I'm so lost with it.
Oh, your mic's muted again.
Oh, shit.
Okay, there.
Okay.
That's weird. Anyways, him being way into communism causes problems from here on out for him with everything.
Okay.
In the summer of 1952, Jim was hired as a student pastor in the church at Somerset Southside Methodist Church, where he launched a project to create a playground that would be open to children of all races. Jim continued to visit and speak at Pentecostal churches while serving as a Methodist student pastor. I'm getting so tongue-tied here. Oh my god.
I blame myself.
No. We're just a little special ed sometimes.
Sometimes. Have you met us, Christine?
All the time, I guess. Okay, in early 1954, Jim was dismissed from his position in the Methodist Church for stealing church funds.
Oh.
He then later claimed that he left because the leaders wouldn't let him integrate Black people into his congregation.
Oh, shit, eh? Well, that's... Keep going.
Okay. Around this time in 1953, he visited a Pentecostal Latter Rain Convention in Columbus, Indiana. I have no idea what the fuck that is. I think we're gonna get down into it a little bit. So that cool. A woman had a prophecy that Jim was a prophet with great ministry.
Oh, that's a good thing to put in his head. Good job, lady.
Of course, he was really surprised by this endorsement and gladly accepted the call to preach and rose to the podium to deliver a message to the crowd. Pentecostalism was in the midst of a healing revival and this latter rain movement, and this was during all of the 1950s.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, but I kind of have a problem with people who are like, let me put my hands on you, I'm going to heal you. Oh, boom, you don't have cancer anymore. Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the whole fun of it, right? Like, you go up, you know these things are fake, right? And then it's like, that's how you just get your entertainment, right? Because, I mean, if they were actually doing this, they'd be more, more well off than what they are, right?
Right.
Right? But I mean, some people believe this stupid shit. Anyways, believing that the racially integrated and rapidly growing latter rain movement offered him a greater opportunity to become a preacher, Jim successfully convinced his wife to leave the Methodist Church and join the Pentecostals. In 1953, Jim began attending and preaching at Laurel Street Tabernacle in Indianapolis. It was a Pentecostal Assemblies of God church. He held healing revivals there until 1955, and then began to travel and speak at other churches during this latter rain movement.
So he just go all over.
Yeah, I think that was a big thing for a while, though. Like with other
people. Or other.
Yeah, like different groups. Yeah. The Assemblies of God was strongly opposed to the latter rain movement, and in 1955 they assigned a new pastor to the Laurel Street Tabernacle who enforced a denominational ban on healing revivals.
That's what I remember now. I remember you said tabernacle shit.
That what?
No, when I hopped back in, I remember you said tabernacle, and I was like, haha, tabernacle. And then I literally just said the same exact thing after you said that, and I was like, fuck, that's where I lost it.
Just took that one word to remember.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Let's see. I lost my spot. Let's see. Okay. So Jim ended up leaving and established Wings of Healing, a new church that would later be renamed the People's Temple.
Okay.
Jim's new church attracted only 20 members who had come with him from the Laurel Street Tabernacle and was not able to really support his new vision. At one point, he even sold pet monkeys to raise funds for his church.
Okay.
Oh, and I missed out on those, really.
I know,
pet
me
monkeys.
too.
When I hear that, I picture those like little finger monkeys.
Oh, yeah.
Cute little things, but
I still have a whole bunch of cursed monkey paws that I gotta sell too.
Why we're talking about it.
Well, if anyone wants to buy a monkey paw, get a hold of Chris.
Just throw that ad in. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. That's great advertisement. All right, so more about this latter rain movement. So Jim began to closely associate with the Independent Assemblies of God, an international group of churches which embraced this latter rain movement. They had a few requirements for ordaining ministers, and they were also accepting divine healing practices. I just think they're all crazy. So in 1956, Jim was ordained as a Independent Assemblies of God minister and quickly rose up in the group and organized a host of healing conventions to take place between June 11th through 15th in 1956.
So he just gathered everybody together and became one of the popular ones.
Yeah, I feel like he just kind of
weasel dicked his way in.
Bullied his way in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing this, whether you want me to or not.
God's will.
Right, yeah. So at the convention, one of the guest ministers issued a endorsement of Jim and his ministry, saying that God used the convention to send forth a new great ministry. Okay, all these people are just making his ego bigger and bigger, and they're part of the problem.
Everybody's part of the problem.
Right.
This is true. Very true. Many attendees believe Jim's performance indicated that he possessed a supernatural gift, and that, along with the ministry's endorsement, it led to rapid growth of the People's Temple. Yeah, just
rapid growth.
Following the convention, Jim renamed the church the People's Temple Christian Church Full Gospel. Why does it have to be such a long ass name?
And why? I thought we were still on Methodists over here. Like,
Jesse's lost.
Oh, we passed through that.
We're moving on to the next one. Okay.
You know how many times I had to read through these notes before I fully comprehended a lot of what was in here?
I bet. You're doing good. It's good work.
Following the convention, okay, I already said that. He renamed it and associated it with Full Gospel Pentecostalism. And then it was later shortened to People's Temple. Thank God it was shortened.
Oh, yeah, no, we couldn't keep talking about that all day. It'd just be like, oh, hey, where are you going? Well, I'm going to, the 15 fucking word church.
Whatever the hell it's called. So, here's a little bit about his family. Once he started establishing these new churches and all that, he had what he called a rainbow family. So, Jim and his wife adopted several non-white children. Jim referred to his household as a rainbow family and stated, "Integration is more personal thing with me now. It's a question of my son's future." He also portrayed the temple as a rainbow family. In 1954, they adopted their first child, Agnes, who was part Native American. In 1959, they adopted 3 Korean children named Lou, Stephanie, and Suzanne, and encouraged temple members to adopt orphans from Korea. Stephanie died at the age of 5 in a car accident in May of 1959. In June of 1959, him and his wife had their first biological child and named him Stephen Gandhi.
Of course it'd be Gandhi.
But why?
I don't know.
What was his last name?
They named him Stephen Gandhi.
Oh, Gandhi. I thought you said Stephen Goth, and I was like, that's a little weird for the whole religious shit. Okay.
Right.
No.
Okay, Gandhi. Okay, I was like, okay, cool. Continue.
Right. In 1961, they became the first white couple in Indiana to adopt a black child, naming him Jim Jones Jr. Is that their first boy, though?
Jim Jones.
No, wouldn't they name their biological son Jim after?
You would think.
Jam.
Anyways.
Jim.
So they also adopted a white son, originally named Timothy Glenn Topper, whose birth mother was a member of the temple. That I'm going to get more into that story because that one gets a little crazy as well. And then Jim fathered Jim John with another temple member named Carolyn. I don't get these names. Jim John.
Johnny Jim.
Did I lose you again? It's muted.
No, I'm good. Here.
Okay.
My connection shit.
Oh no, that's okay. Let's see. So he decided in 1961 that he needed to relocate the People's Temple. He warned his congregation that he had received visions of nuclear attack that would devastate Indianapolis. His wife confided to her friends that he was becoming increasingly paranoid and fearful. There was another kind of minister. I kind of cut him out of some of the notes earlier on, but it's bringing him up now. His name was William Branham. He had moved to South America during the 60s. So Jim may have been influenced by this because he thought that in 1961 there was a prophecy concerning destruction of the United States in a nuclear war.
Oh.
So he thought this destruction was imminent, so he was looking for ways to escape.
Of course he was.
Right. I mean, if there's going to be, even on this whole side of the world,
yeah,
if it's happening in the United States, it's going to happen in South America too, probably.
Well,
So.
it's not happening soon enough.
Right. Let's see. Jim began to look for ways to escape. I already said that. In January of 1962, he read in Esquire magazine an article that South America was the safest place to reside and escape any impending nuclear war. So he decided to travel to South America to scout for a site to relocate the People's Temple.
I'm going with, like, passports and stuff weren't as needed in these times.
I know up until 9/11, you didn't really need one to get into, like, Mexico.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways.
Or Canada, really.
No, I don't know about it. I don't know anything about that now.
My husband and I went to Seattle in 2004. We went to go visit his friend that's in the Navy. Neither one of us had our passport, but we're like, let's take a drive to the Canadian border. And because we didn't have our passports, they decided to run our names.
Oh, okay.
And because my husband had had a DUI like years before, they wouldn't let us in.
Oh, okay. Sure. Canada, eh?
So, yeah.
Almost made it.
Almost. We made it across the border just to turn around and go back.
Coming for some French fries and fucking poutines.
It's like fun times. So Jim made a stop in Georgetown, Guyana on his way to Brazil. While there, he held revival meetings. And it was at the time a British colony. I don't know if it still is now. I did not look that up. After having a few of these revival meetings, he continued on to Brazil. He studied the local economy and receptiveness of racial minorities to his message, but found language was a huge barrier. I mean, that should have been obvious, I think.
You would think.
So careful not to portray himself as a communist, he spoke about an apostolic communal lifestyle.
Okay.
Then him and his family moved to Rio de Janeiro in like mid 1963.
Okay.
I think language would still be a problem, but whatever.
Yeah, they'll get by.
Right. Unable to find a location suitable for People's Temple, Jim became like he felt guilty for abandoning the civil rights struggle in Indiana. During the year of his absence, regular attendance of People's Temple declined to less than 100.
Oh, wow.
Jim demanded the People's Temple send him all of their revenue to him in South America to support his efforts, and the church went into debt supporting his mission. I think by then they should have just kicked him out and said, sorry, you're done.
You're done.
You're done.
Well, no, that's not how they would have did things, I guess.
Right. I mean,
Then we wouldn't have this nice little tale here, right?
Right.
Exactly. I mean, you would think the smart thing to do is never the thing that is actually done when it comes to crazy podcasts like this.
Yeah, I don't know anything about smart things, so.
So word was sent to Jim that the temple was about to collapse, and this was his main guy back in the United States.
Okay.
Archie. He threatened to resign if Jim did not return, so Jim reluctantly returned to Indiana. He arrived in
Indiana Jones.
Love it.
You're gonna ruin that movie for me. That's one of my favorite movie series.
I want to watch the new one, but I don't know about it yet, and I'm just like, but I don't know. I like the first two. They're all good.
I watched it, and I think I fell asleep the last 30 minutes.
No, they're good movies. They're really good movies.
Never seen them.
What is wrong with you?
No, turn this off. Go watch that now.
Go watch it. Right now.
Go.
We'll finish this. You go start watching that. The Temple of Doom is my favorite. Anyways.
Good times, yes.
the monkey brains, can't beat that.
To go along with the monkey paws. Here we go.
Right. Anyways, Jim arrived back home in December of 63. The People's Temple was like bitterly divided. Financial issues, low attendance. He was forced to sell the People's Temple church building and relocate to a smaller building nearby. So to start raising money, he started to do that revival circuit again.
Okay.
So we kind of downgraded a little bit.
Right.
Mm.
So he started traveling, holding healing revivals with the Latter Rain groups. It was said it was a possibility that he mostly did this to distract members of the People's Temple from how big the issues were financially and everything that was going on.
That would make sense.
He told his Indiana congregation that the world would be engulfed by nuclear war on July 15th, 1967. And this would lead them to a new socialist Eden on Earth, and that the temple must move to Northern California for safety. That would probably be like the worst place to go for safety.
Yeah.
I can't think of any place that would be like 100% safe anyway, so whatever. Do what you're gonna do. During 1964, Jim made multiple trips to California to find a location to relocate. In July 1965, Jim and his followers began moving to their new location in the Redwood Valley, California. Russell Winberg, People's Temple's assistant pastor, strongly resisted Jim's efforts to move the congregation and warned members that Jim was abandoning Christianity. My thing is, I don't think he really believed in the Word of God and Christianity. He was just wanting to be in charge of a group of people and
try to control them.
Yeah. Which I think I don't want to talk shit about any kind of religion, but I think that's a big thing in religion is...
Do you want me to talk shit about religion?
I mean, you can.
I'll go to bat.
But I agree with that, though. I think a lot of religion is more on...
let's instill fear in people so we can control them.
Yes. That's how I feel.
That's exactly how I feel. Blah, 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 blah. I know, I keep losing my spot. I'm doing horrible this time.
Yeah, you're doing fine. Keep going.
You got this.
So Winberg actually took over leadership of the Indianapolis church when Jim left for California. About 140 of Jim's most loyal followers made the move to California, and the rest remained behind. In California, Jim started working as a history and government teacher at an adult education school, and he used this position to recruit more people to the People's Temple.
Makes sense.
Teaching students the benefits of Marxism and lecturing on religion, which Marxism is like pretty much communism.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a difference, but we're not here to get into that. Jim would have loyal members of the People's Temple in his classes to help with recruitment. He recruited 50 new members in the first few months, and in 1967, Jim's followers recruited another 75 members from the Indianapolis congregation to move to California. He got them to move.
Going big.
Right. In 1968, the People's Temple California location was admitted to the Disciples of Christ. Jim began to use the denominational connection to promote People's Temple, and by 1969, Jim increased the membership in the People's Temple in California to 300.
So it went from what? 140, you said?
Yeah.
300?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see here. So we're going to get into a little bit of this apostolic socialism.
Ooh, can't wait.
Right. I just feel like he's getting all these different communism, Marxism, socialism, and just combining them all and just picking out the parts of it he wants.
Yeah, that he likes.
Right.
On his agenda.
Right. Jim developed a theology influenced by teachings of William Branham and the Latter Rain Movement minister or priest or whatever he was, Father Divine. Divine economic socialism teachings. And he infused that with his personal communist worldview. See?
Yeah.
So he was just trying to like build shit up for himself or whatever.
Right. Making like I said,
making up rules as he goes kind of thing.
Picking out pieces of each one that he wanted.
Gotcha.
What a great guy, let me tell you. He referred to these as apostolic socialism. He concealed the communist aspects of his teachings until the late 1960s, following the relocation to California. He began gradually introducing his full beliefs to his followers, and he taught that those who remained drugged with the opiate of religion had to be brought to enlightenment.
Okay.
Which he defined as socialism. So, see, he wasn't really into the whole God thing. I guess I do get into that here in the next paragraph or so. Jim asserted the traditional Christianity had an incorrect view of God. By the early 70s, he began going away from traditional Christianity and referring to it as a flyaway religion, rejecting the Bible as being a tool to oppress women and non-whites.
What a way to go about it, eh?
Right. He referred to traditional Christianity as view of God as a sky god who was no god at all. Instead, Jim claimed to be God.
Okay. Can we do that? Is that really a thing? Like,
I have a real big problem with that. No, Jesse, that's not a thing.
Damn it! I thought I was going to become rich. I'm just kidding.
He continued to promote the idea of his own divinity, going as far as telling the congregation that I am come as God's socialist. What does that even mean?
Don't know.
Okay.
I have no answer for that one.
I told you this was going to be confusing. Jim carefully avoided claiming divinity outside of the People's Temple, but he expected to be acknowledged as godlike among his followers. A former temple member quoted him as saying, "What you need to believe in is what you can see. If you see me as your friend, I'll be your friend. As you see me as your father, I'll be your father. For those of you that don't have a father. If you see me as your savior, I'll be your savior. If you see me as your God, I'll be your God."
Interesting.
I mean, get off your high horse. That's all I got to say.
Come down just maybe a notch or two.
Or 5. He continued to warn his followers of an imminent apocalyptic nuclear race war. He claimed that the Nazis and white supremacists would put people of color into concentration camps. Jim said he was a messiah sent to save people.
Okay, hold on. Are you God or a messiah or a savior or what the hell are we going with right now?
Just a savior of the world.
But he killed so many in the end. Anyways.
Yeah, tons. There were a few.
A few, yeah.
A few, yeah.
Just a few. He taught his followers the only way to escape this imminent catastrophe was to accept his teachings, and after the apocalypse was over, they would emerge to establish a perfect communist society.
Ooh.
There's okay.
Okay.
I like these cult episodes. They're quite interesting.
Yeah, no, they're good.
Yeah.
They definitely keep me speechless for most of it.
Yeah, no, you guys are banging it off. It's wicked. Thanks for making me a part of it.
Yeah,
thanks for
this
being
is
part of
fun.
it.
I actually am really enjoying this. We were really nervous because we've never collabed before, so
I get nervous every time. I hate collabs, but I do them sometimes. Well, when I can fucking make it, and I do apologize. Again.
You're totally fine. This is fun.
Yeah.
All right. So there were reports of abuse in this whole thing. So for one, Jim began using drugs after moving to California. And
drugs.
Right. It didn't say what kind of drugs, but it made him even more paranoid, so I can only imagine.
Well, I mean, it depends, I guess. You want paranoia. Maybe he's just doing a lot of cocaine. When was this, the 60s? 65, you said?
I was gonna say,
yeah, it was the 60s.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he'd be probably doing cocaine. Or, like, speed or pills or something.
Right.
Probably cocaine. Let's go with cocaine.
We're gonna go with cocaine.
That sounds good to me. He continued to use fear to control and manipulate his followers. He would always claim that the enemy was seeking to destroy them. The identity of his enemies would always change. It started out as the KKK and the Nazis, and then it was even at one point redneck vigilantes, and then finally the government. What are these redneck vigilantes?
It always goes back to the government.
Oh my god.
I'm glad you were thinking the exact same thing.
What's wrong with rednecks?
Nothing.
Nothing, exactly.
They shouldn't be classified. Stop.
Let's see.
We're gonna get in trouble.
Yeah, probably. I'm so sorry if I get everyone in trouble. I just can't control myself sometimes. He would prophesize that fires, car accidents, death, or injury would come upon anyone unfaithful to him and his teachings. He established a planning commission made up of lieutenants to direct the People's Temple's communal lifestyle. And through the planning commission, he began controlling all aspects of the lives of his followers. Members who joined the temple turned over all their assets to their church in exchange for free room and board. Right there, I'd say, fuck you, bye, I'm leaving. Members who worked outside of the temple turned over their income to be used for the benefit of the community.
Well, think of think of how many people could use like free room and board, right? You know, depending on where they're at, what trouble they were in and shit. Maybe this guy was a way out for them too, right?
Right. I mean, I think that would help a lot of people, but think about what you're giving up also. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To have somebody there controlling everything you do.
Oh, yeah, like all year. Yeah. Everything else too.
I don't want to have to give up all my money. I mean, here's maybe some of it. Most churches make you pay, I think it's 10%.
Like a subscription. Yeah.
It's like a 10% of your monthly income or something like that. I'll give you what I can afford. How about that?
Here's your 50 cents.
Like, it's not much. Let's see. Jim directed groups of his followers to work on various projects for additional income and set up an agriculture operation in the Redwood Valley to grow their food. Community outreach projects were organized, and temple members were bused to places to perform work in community service all over the whole region. The first known case of serious abuse of the People's Temple, was in California, as the Planning Commission carried out discipline against members who were not fulfilling Jim's vision or following the rules. Jim's control over the members extended to their sex lives and who they could be married to.
Jesus.
Some members were forced to get abortions. Jim began to require sexual favors from the wives of some of the members of the church and raped several male members of his congregation.
Well, that's
What the
weird.
fuck?
This guy just gets crazier and crazier as time goes on.
I didn't really expect that. No, that's new.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I watched a documentary on this guy either too. So
I've seen a couple documentaries, and
it's been a while.
but I don't think the documentaries I've watched really got that far into the back history. They mostly talk about the mass suicide.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
Yeah,
even
and and they just didn't go into the background of like the rape and other
Right.
things. Okay,
exactly.
gotcha. This is where you come in.
Exactly. Members who rebelled against Jim's control were punished with reduced food rations, harsher work schedules, public ridicule and humiliation, and some physical violence. As the memberships grew, Jim created an armed security group to ensure order among his followers to guarantee his own personal safety.
If you need to have
Well, yeah, I mean,
your own personal safety, something's going wrong.
If I was this much of a dictator over all these people, I would think somebody was going to have enough of me and be like, we're taking her out.
Yeah.
So you want to be a dictator?
No. I'm a little bossy sometimes. Right? Jesse just gave me this look like sometimes. All the time. Let's see. By the end of 1969, People's Temple was growing rapidly. Jim's message of economic socialism and racial equality, along with the integrated nature of People's Temple, proved to be what people wanted, especially to students and minorities. By 1970, the temple opened branches in several cities, including San Fernando, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. As Jim began shifting his focus to major cities across California, he began to shift his focus to major cities because where he was at, it was a smaller community, and he had limited opportunities for expansion.
Makes sense.
So he eventually moved People's Temple headquarters to San Francisco, which was a major center of racial protest movements. By 1973, People's Temple reached 2,570 members.
Wow.
With 36,000 subscribers to its fundraising newsletter.
Oh, so they were just making it big time.
That's insane.
That is insane.
Jim grew the temple by purposely targeting other churches. In 1970, Jim and 150 of his followers took a trip to San Francisco Missionary Baptist Church. Jim held a faith healing revival meeting where he impressed the crowd by claiming to heal a man of cancer. His followers,
shit.
Right. That's a pretty big claim.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got this.
His followers later admitted to helping him stage the healing that took place. At the end of the event,
he was
right. Well, there's several times in here where people later admitted to helping him fake a lot of stuff.
Okay. What do you go sabotage other churches and shit? I thought that's where you were going with that.
Well, kind of, because here's my next sentence. At the end of the event, he began attacking and condemning Baptist teachings and encouraging the members to abandon their church and join him.
Okay, so yeah.
Ah,
So,
perfect.
yeah. And I've heard that from people that I know where they will say, well, you should be part of my church because this religion and this church, they're going to hell because of
This, that, and the other. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So Jim became active in San Francisco politics and was able to gain contact with prominent local and state politicians. Thanks to like the huge numbers they had of their people, Jim and the People's Temple played an instrumental role in George Moscone's election as mayor in 1975. And then he ended up appointing Jim as chairman of the San Francisco Housing Authority Commission.
That's funny. Well, think about it. He's like chairman, and he's of the housing authorities.
Right.
Chair, house.
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome.
This is my last little section before I think we're gonna call it. We're at an hour already.
I got 40 minutes because I fucking ducked out twice. Like, fuck.
That's funny. So Jim began to receive negative press beginning in October of 1971. Reports had covered one of Jim's divine healing service during a visit to his old church in Indianapolis. The news report led to an investigation by the Indiana State Psychology Board into Jim's healing practices.
Well, took long enough.
Yeah, but it doesn't... Well, I guess this kind of does start building a lot of pressure and leads to what eventually happens.
Well, like a big investigation and whatever.
Right. In 1972, well, that was 1972, a doctor involved in the investigation accused Jim of quackery and challenged...
Whack. That's awesome.
Donald Duck here. And okay, he challenged Jim to give tissue samples of the material he claimed fell off people when they were healed of cancer. So this caused a lot of alarm within the congregation of the People's Temple. Jim had been performing these faith healings and miracles since his joint campaign with the guy that I mentioned earlier, William Branham. On several occasions, his healings were revealed as nothing but a hoax. In one incident, Jim drugged Temple member Irene Mason, and while she was unconscious, put a cast on her arm, and when she regained consciousness, she was told she had fallen and broken her arm and taken to the hospital. And then in a healing after that, he removed her cast in front of the congregation and then told them all she was miraculously healed. What a dick. Oh my god.
That's amazing.
It doesn't hurt. Are you sure it's broken?
Well, think about that too. Like, yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. Let's see. In another instance, Jim had someone from his inner circle enter the prayer line for healing of cancer. After being, quote, healed, the person would pretend to cough up their tumor, and it was actually a chicken gizzard.
That's disgusting.
That is really disgusting.
But I mean, you gotta sell it, right?
Yeah, sure. Jim also pretended to have special revelations about individuals which revealed supposed hidden details of their lives. But Jim actually had his people from his inner circle call the potential recruits' homes and ask detailed questions covering, like, they would say it was covering an unrelated thing. And this would provide Jim with information that would make him seem clairvoyant and in possession of superhuman powers.
Wow, he really went
He went
balls
all
to the
out.
wall.
I don't think I'd have the energy to do that.
I don't have the energy.
I'm too lazy for that.
That's like a lot of thinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Jim started to become fearful that his methods would be exposed by this investigation. In response, Jim announced he was terminating his ministry in Indiana because it was too far from California for him to attend, and downplayed his healing claims to the authorities. This issue escalated, and Lester Kingsolving ran a series of articles targeting Jim and People's Temple in San Francisco Examiner in September of 1972.
And that's a big one, right? Examiner.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think so. Just in any newspaper, really. I mean, you don't want all these claims out there when you're doing stupid shit.
No, because you don't want to get found out.
No. So these stories reported on Jim's claims of divinity and exposed all these, quote, miracles as a hoax.
Oh.
In 1973, Ross Case, a former follower of Jim, began working with a group to investigate People's Temple. They uncovered stage healing, the abusive treatment of a woman in the church, and evidence that Jim raped male members of his congregation.
Oh,
that's terrible.
Right. So when these reports reached Jim, of course, that made him even more paranoid that the authorities were after him. But so this guy, Ross, he reported these findings to the local police, but they didn't even care. They did nothing about it.
So it's just, they took his information. That was pretty much it.
Yeah. I think I have stated this on more than one episode. I have no faith in the justice system at all.
Sometimes they amaze you, but I mean, other times you're like, fuck. But I mean, it depends on who you have work and what they, I don't know. Shit just runs downhill, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right. So on December 13th, 1973, Jim was arrested and charged with lewd conduct for allegedly masturbating in the presence of a male undercover LAPD officer.
Jesus, Murphy.
And this happened in a movie theater restroom in Los Angeles. I don't even have words for that. On December 20th, 1973, the charge against Jim was dismissed. Though the details of the dismissal are not clear, the court files were sealed, and the judge ordered that the records of the arrest be destroyed.
Ooh, who got to the judge?
He probably paid him off with all this money he's stealing from all his congregation.
Yeah, he definitely wheeled and dealed.
Yeah.
You sneaky little bastard.
Right.
I think we're going to call it a night because I still have like 6 pages of notes to do.
Ooh.
Told you it was a lot.
Perfect. No, it's been good. It's been fun.
But now I'm going to leave you hanging until next week.
Oh, I just drop cliffhangers all the time. I don't know how to end, like, continuations at all. It's like, and then, like, Mary did this, and it's like, all right, I'll see you next week. It's like, what the fuck?
Exactly. We've noticed that when we do 2-parters like this, people don't like them as much.
Really?
I feel like we have less listeners on like the second episode
than the first,
Yeah. It fluctuates, right? Like, it goes up and down. Some days it doesn't move, other days you're like, holy shit. So yeah, no, it'll just keep doing episodes.
But I'd rather do it like that than go on for 2 hours.
Yeah, like, there's people's attention spans. Like, I can't pay attention to shit. So you think you're gonna get me to listen for like a 25-minute episode or like a half-hour episode? No, I'm gonna trail off. I always do.
Well, a lot of times when I listen to episodes of people's shows, it's when I'm driving to and from work or when I'm making dinner. So a lot of times I don't even finish an episode. I have to pick it up later.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that works too. Like, I play a lot of guys too, like you guys, and, there's a lot of others. So
I
I
was
pick up
thinking,
where I left off kind of thing, right? Where I remember. Because if I have the autoplay on, it just keeps playing different episodes, so I can't figure out which episode I'm on last. I hate
yeah, then
that.
I have to go back and really look.
Oh, and like, what if you got like 700 episodes or something? It's like, fuck. I keep scrolling.
Yeah, exactly. Um,
I'm
Well, thank
keeping
you
you
again
on
for
longer than I
joining us.
should.
No, we appreciate you joining us.
yeah, this is fun. A lot
Finally. I was supposed to do it fucking 3 episodes ago.
of That's okay. Like I said, we were nervous, and so we're like, okay, I'm
No,
not
I got
nervous
you.
anymore.
Good. No, I told you. I got you. It's fine.
But definitely join us next week so that we can finish this and
Yeah, no, I'd like that. Just send me like 86 reminders.
I'll just start blowing your messenger up at like 30 minutes
640,
beforehand. Yeah.
6:45 works, yep.
Yeah.
Just tell me the year. I'll be alright.
Right. All right. Well, we'll see you next week then.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Twisted Tales.